He jumped. Oh, nice. Whoa. That was a beautiful way of countering Braun Breaker. Saturday night main event hot takes. We got Mr. Pete saying this was nothing more than setup for next week. Clash in Italy, that is. And you are absolutely right. In fact, we had one match tonight that purely existed so we could create a title match for Clash in Italy, and that was Sol Ruca and Becky Lynch. Like, that match did not need to happen at all on this show, in my opinion. I feel that could have been a segment on Raw. And then Rhea Ripley eating the pin from Jade Cargill. Again, that was just to show that, oh, Jade can pin Rhea. Can Rhea beat Jade in a rematch? Literally nothing of consequence happened here. In fact, I went through all the comments on the One Take One Shot review. The majority of the comments was this: it's a filler show, no titles changed hand, and did you watch the AAA show? Because AAA is way better than WWE at the moment. And then a couple comments saying, are you watching AEW tonight? And I find that telling because Saturday night main event is supposed to be one of WWE's bigger shows. Yes, it's not a full-fledged PLE, but it's still a bigger show. Heck, John Cena, the GOAT, retired on Saturday's main event just what? A couple months ago? 5-6 months ago? And yet I have more people asking me about AEW or AAA. So yes, WWE, maybe you should have changed a title or two or made Saturday's main event worth watching, because I did enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie, but in the grand scheme of things, it meant nothing. It meant nothing to overall stories. Even the Sol Ruca Becky Lynch thing could have happened in an email. So yeah, let's look at some more hot takes after we talk this belt right here. At 30,000 subscribers, I'm giving it away. People, I have a contest and I'm running it. All you gotta do to enter is comment below and be a subscriber to the channel. I will ship it anywhere in the world. South Africa, Tibet, Venezuela. I will even ship it to Ohio. All right, it's not a toy. It's a replica, can be yours. Free shipping. Did I say free shipping? 30,000 subscribers. Okay, next hot take. Killer Wolf says, I really wish Dawkins and Ford would have won the titles. They really do deserve it. I was really hoping they'd win the titles too. But let's be honest, the moment they won it, Triple H would probably take them off TV. So it's like, danged if you do, danged if you don't. But yeah, you know, I thought it was a foregone conclusion, to tell you the truth, because Logan Paul seems to be feuding with Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry's a singles competitor, so I was like, let's get the belts on the Profits, even if it's for a couple months. But nope, we just had the Profits take the L once again. The silver lining is, though, maybe there's a chance this leads to a singles run for both of them, in that Montez Ford gets super mad at Seth Rollins for not being there to help him, and this could lead to a feud, a one-on-one feud between those guys, because make no mistake about it, Seth Rollins actually likes to work with talent he hasn't worked with before and tries to put over people. Remember when he fought Cesaro at WrestleMania? Listen, I love Cesaro, but when it came on the pecking order of the match card, like, Cesaro was nowhere near the level of Seth. So Seth does go out of his way to put people over. I'm hoping that's why we didn't win here. And low key, no, scratch that. High key, I kind of want Angelo Dawkins to go out on his own too, so he can prove everybody wrong that he's not the Marty Jannetty of the group, because I just feel that this group has two Shawn Michaels. And no, I'm not saying Angelo Dawkins is equal to Shawn Michaels. It's in the context of the analogy, okay, people? Logistic Cat says Soul needs a finisher change, and dang, she needs to slow down. She is going to hurt herself for sure. I don't think you're like coming at this from a bad place, but I do know that there are going to probably be a lot of people that are just trashing her today, because this is like, what, the second or third time that she has botched her finisher on the main roster. It's probably just nerves. I'd be super nervous too if I were her. I'm not making excuses, because she landed awkwardly on Jessica Carr, and they are in a business where one wrong move can end a career. Heck, remember when Liv Morgan got taken out from like a hip toss or something? Let's do some more house shows. Let's do some more house shows so these wrestlers can get some more reps in, because Sol Ruca has only been wrestling for 4 years. Therefore, she came into WWE in a time where house shows have been cut drastically. Therefore, she's not getting to do these moves on a consistent basis. And that's not just exclusive to her. I'm talking everybody. So I'm really hoping that house shows make a comeback. The one sheepy says, super mad that they changed Ethan's song. I was legit hooked on it. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. Like, it's been proven time and time again, a theme song alone of a wrestler can get someone over. Kit Wilson is so popular right now, mainly because of that theme song. And I'm not saying he doesn't have a great character, but it was the theme song that people noticed first that allowed Kit to then blossom into who he is right now. So, like, why would we subtract from Ethan Page when everything was already working? Dashie Negan says, every women's match was garbage. I don't think so. In fact, I thought the 6-women tag match was way better than it had any right to be. It wasn't a perfect match, but I actually thought, like, I was enjoying it. The Final Wagon says AAA was a better show. I've been hearing that. Like, a lot of people said that. Andre Bryant says, is Becky the best in the world? She seems to be unable to carry younger and older talent to good matches. To answer your question, yes, she is the best in the world, and that's not just me saying it. That's Sports Illustrated. Zorro says, WWE is done. I'm not interested in the product. Just going through your posts talking about me. All right, Zorro, don't you worry. I'll keep the lights on. I'll let you know when WWE is back and you can start watching again. Thanks for the support. Carmichael says, I love Montez Ford. He's one of my favorites to watch. I think he has everything it takes to be a breakout single stars, and I want to see him versus Trick Williams. He's had everything it takes to be a breakout single stars for the last, like, 5 years. Like, I don't understand why we don't, like, at least try. And little puppy Austin Theory couldn't be intimidated in his life if his life depended on it. You're right. He shouldn't try to be intimidated. He should actually try to be a little goofy. And it looks like they're starting to do that with Austin Theory. Last night was the first time in a while that I've seen actual personality in Austin Theory. It wasn't huge, but I saw something. The Shad G1D says, Rhea Ripley buried by Paul Levesque? You know, I don't buried. She just took a pin. To me, like, she took a pin and she was in a 6-person tag match. That's not getting buried at all. Wrestlers can take pins. In fact, it makes their characters more interesting when they lose sometimes. Teddy Boy Ward says, I'd like to see Jessica Carr get on the mic and say she's sick of Becky's shenanigans and challenge her to a match. You know, like, Jessica Carr is a trained wrestler, and I think she was in Evolve for a little bit. Evolve is the show that feeds people into NXT. Yes, NXT has its own NXT. And so I don't know if Jessica Carr is still in Evolve, though, but she was a masked wrestler in Evolve. So, like, I think it's coming. I could definitely see it coming. Maybe even SummerSlam. Kid Wilkes says, Sol Ruka has had a rough call-up, and the fact that she's getting an Intercontinental title match is terribly off. Yeah, from a kayfabe perspective, she should not have even got this, because now she gets the rematch because she won by DQ. I do understand that, but in reality, it's like, she's had 3 matches, 2 of them losses since being called up. I don't understand why we're doing that. Like, haven't we learned anything from Trick Williams and Obafemi? If you give people momentum, once they get called up, it actually solidifies them as big deals. Like, doesn't Trick Williams just feel like he's been on the roster both forever and only a minute? Same with Obafemi. It's like, let Sol Ruka have victories and make it seem like she deserves these title matches. I love AEW Wrestling says, I'm so happy I don't waste my time watching Saturday Night Main Event. It was boring. Yeah, so I'll say this. From a 46-year-old dude who's been watching since WrestleMania 5, yeah, it was very inconsequential. But I wonder what 10-year-old WrestleChop would have thought about it. Because honestly, it probably would have been an awesome show if I was watching from the perspective of an innocent kid. But at the same time, I do feel like there needs to be a happy balance of catering to both your younger demographic and your older demographic. Alfonso Passion says, Penta versus Paige had an amazing match. Also, Chop, did you see the Americanos in AAA? I know what's going on with the Americanos in AAA, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it, but I don't have time to devote to everything. I'm honestly thinking that maybe I should stop doing daily videos so I can actually put more time into other videos and make them more watchable for the grander audience, because the channel just doesn't seem to be growing at the rate in which the effort I put in warrants. So I'm thinking maybe if I put in more effort into individual videos instead of just putting daily videos out, it will help the channel grow. I don't know. I've had this thought before, and then I start feeling guilty when I don't do daily videos. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet. Hanko1346 says, so tired of the Divas nostalgia trip. There's no reason why Paige and whatever Bella that is. Whatever Bella, pre-Bella, pre-mode, should still be champions over almost any other team in that locker room. I think they're just waiting for Nikki Bella to come back so Nikki and Brie can have the titles at the same time. Roman Reigns Acknowledge Me says, crooked car at it again. Ha ha ha. But I love how entertaining it is. Yeah, the Becky Lynch, Jessica Carr feud. I do love that, actually. Not Ichai says, best match of the night for sure was Penta versus Ethan Page. Yeah, I agree. I really like that match. By the way that Dawkins threw Braun was insane, and congrats on 20K. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. If you go to my Wrestle Chops Plus page on YouTube, or my TikTok page, or my Instagram page, I have a reaction video to me and that Angelo Dawkins counter to that spear. It was actually beautiful stuff right there. Errol Noir says, Meacham deserves her flowers. She carried that 6 women's tag match. You're right. Meacham was the MVP of that 6 women's match. I don't know when it happened, but I'm actually starting to get invested in Meacham. I'm really liking what she's doing. I like her body language, her facial expressions now when she's with Jade Cargill. I know she's definitely the best wrestler of that group, but I think her character now is actually starting to come out more so when she's with Jade Cargill. Rochi Main says, my mom said it was mid. Yeah, good call, Mom. Lilith Historian says, nothing about WWE is worth watching right now. The ads, the lack of story, and the nonsensical wrestling with no psychology is offensive to fans. I can't watch it anymore. They don't care about the fans. AEW is not perfect, but it doesn't insult fans at every turn. I will say this, yes, AEW is not perfect, but I will give Tony Khan all the credit in the world. He tries his hardest to give the fans a good product and a good show. Does he always give us a good product? No, but he tries. And I would 100% rather Tony Khan be in charge of WWE right now than Ariel Emanuel from TKO. Just saying. So, boys, girls, those are your hot takes. See you, bye.